What's up, War Report family? It is halftime. Auburn 17, Ole Miss 28. Let's talk about it. It is halftime. Auburn 17, Ole Miss 28. Tale of two halves. Auburn started off incredibly slow. It looked like Ole Miss was going to run away with it. Then Auburn offense woke up, had two successful drives, even ended the half on a field goal kick off of a interception by Keontae Scott. Fellas, how are we feeling? I'll start with you, Ike. How are you?
I'm good, other than a very questionable holding call that took yardage off the board for Tank and an extremely questionable pass interference call. Man, if we can stop hurting ourselves, we'll be a good football team. Not great, not championship level, but competitive if we stop hurting ourselves. The two turnovers really hurt us in the first half.
B, your thoughts at the half.
I'm trying real hard not to get 10-4 hat on these ref calls this season because we haven't been egregious with defensive penalties. We have had years where we actually had Smoke Monday was prone to a targeting call here. And every time it was like, yeah, you kind of did. This year, we've had some critical calls against us, LSU game included. And now this game where the game is in doubt. It is not a decided game. The game is within reach for us. And the penalty that's called is either so borderline or it's egregiously wrong and it's giving the other team points or taking good things away from us. It's really hard to watch that. I'm not ready to go full conspiracy theorist, but I might if we see more of that second half. I might.
One of the things that stands out to me in this first half, or at the end of the first half, is the time of possession. Auburn actually leads 17 minutes, having the ball for 17 minutes, 36 seconds. Ole Miss, 12 minutes, 24 seconds. How are we feeling about that as it pertains to our defense, guys, in terms of keeping them off the field?
I mean, but that's kind of what Lane Kiffin doesn't want to win time of possession most games. He doesn't care. He's trying to go tempo. He's trying to go speed. Time of possession needs to be lopsided in Auburn's way. Like, we can't just win it. We've got to be lopsided because that means we're keeping the Ole Miss offense off of the field. And we've got to make sure that we're getting stops defensively. You know, it'd be nice if we could get a fourth down. Oh, wait a minute. We did get fourth down stop, but they took it away from us on a bogus pass interference call. Listen, man, the defense is still it's a work in progress because that touchdown, the touchdowns that we gave up were complete busts, right? Like, when we've been disciplined and they've just kind of run it straight at us, hasn't been super effective. They've had a couple of good runs, but it's the times when they're doing something tricky with the eye candy stuff. And Lane Kiffin, listen, masterful play design, masterful play caller. I've always thought Lane Kiffin was amazing at that. But the defense has played stout and given us opportunities with a couple of turnovers already. We've just got to keep getting in there and grinding it out offensively. The run game looking okay.
Yeah. Thoughts about how we've been playing. I think Ole Miss, you talked about a chess match. That's what Lane Kiffin loves. He loves playing chess. He loves to see with the defense. And it looks like he's been taking advantage of the defense playing aggressive towards the run. On a few of those passes, Auburn got caught looking into the backfield. He faked the QB run around the end, ended up throwing to the running back out of the backfield. Talk about the eye discipline in what Lane is trying to do to our defense.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously see that the run game is the threat. That's the entire threat. And our guys are leaning that way first. And this is along with what we've said all season about inexperience and how it shows its head on offense. Well, this is how it shows itself on defense. When you are so tuned into the game plan, because they practiced all week for what Ole Miss was good at and what they had been executing to this point in the season. And they were prepared for it, to prepare for it. This is how Gus Malzahn's offense worked when it worked well. Mm-hmm. We're going to be good at this, and you know exactly what to look for. Yeah, you're looking so hard that you don't see this other thing. You missed the wheel route, or you missed a tight end streaking for once out of every 100 times that it happened. So this is exactly how a really, really good running offense just completely gets your defense out of character and undisciplined. So it makes sense that it's working, but they've been doing this on short fields. The difference between now this game and what our defense is able to do when when the other teams has to start their own 20 at their own 25. You see those drives we've dominated on defense. When they're on our side of the field, it's a completely different story. The closer an opponent gets to your goal line, the higher their percentage of opportunity to score points. It's just, and it's not even necessarily like both field goals and touchdowns. It doesn't matter if I start them at the 20, they have a much lower chance of scoring points than if they start at our 20. That's just how it is, and those short fields have been a gift for them.
Yeah.
Let's grab some super chats here or some comments. Chalmers Wright says, "Oh God, help us, War Eagle to you." Wagner Brooks says, "What do you guys think about the argument between Tank and Robbie on the sideline after the first score? Thoughts, gentlemen?"
I mean, so I don't know what they were arguing about, but I think what it shows to me is that despite what eulogies people have written for the Auburn football team, these players still care.
Yes.
They still care an immense amount. They don't like losing, and they're out there giving everything that they have. And Tank, honestly, he doesn't want to relive South Carolina last year, a game where he was running the ball well, the offensive line was blocking well, and he's like, look, every game I have been getting abused behind the line of scrimmage. I'm rolling this game. Let me keep rolling. That's basically what he's saying. It's like, bro, this the game. This the one where I get to show out. Give me the ball. Robbie wasn't wrong. He scored a touchdown. And so basically he's like, yo, we scored. Why are we arguing about this? Right. Like, I know you would have scored too, but we scored.
Right.
So I'm not mad at the passion because it doesn't seem to have impacted their play. They came right back out in the next drive. Tank got the ball. They were feeding him. And I don't even think we threw a pass on that next drive. We ran the ball, I think, every single play on that drive.
We did.
Yeah, it hasn't impacted their play on the field. I like to see the passion. This team is determined to not go out bad. And that's what I've been wanting to see this entire season. I care about wins and losses for sure, but I absolutely care that we look competent and we look passionate on the field.
Yeah. And those two scoring drives, we definitely looked like we was getting our act together. But prior to that, Auburn had turned the ball over twice. There was an interception thrown off of that screen. Ashford was under pressure, threw a hard screen kind of behind Tank, went up in the air. Ole Miss's DB made an amazing play on it. I didn't think he had caught it until I saw the replay.
It was a great reaction.
It was a great reaction too. He made a great play on it. Finley came in after just to kind of sit Ashford down, fumbled the ball there. We have turned the ball over in every game so far this season.
Multiple times in
multiple games. Going into the second half, obviously it goes without saying that protecting the ball is a must, especially with us getting the ball to start the second half. How clean of a game we need to be on offense?
We can't have any more turnovers in this game. I don't think you can survive another turnover in this game, even if it's deep into your territory, because if it's deep into your territory, that means that you just gave up points, an opportunity to get points. You've got to put points on the board. We get the ball first, if I'm not mistaken, coming out of the half, right?
Yes.
That needs to be a scoring drive. Even if it's only 3, you need to turn the pressure up just a little bit more on Ole Miss. Top-ranked team. Spotted us 20. I mean, we spotted them 21 points. Can we come in here and turn the pressure up on them by getting an early score in the half?
Thoughts, B?
Yeah, even if it's a field goal, that makes it a one possession game. And I'm okay. So we know Ole Miss's base defense is a 3-2-6. Are they going to put an additional defensive lineman down there? Are they going to go 4-2-5?
I think that what you're probably not going to necessarily see an additional defensive lineman, but they probably will commit a linebacker to the line of scrimmage. So they'll probably stay in base and just bring a linebacker up into the run. But again, this is what I said you have to be able to do against Ole Miss. You outsize them up front. You need to be able to go out there and push them around a little bit and let your all-world running backs take you to victory. And so far, that's been the strategy offensively is we're going to just go and smash mouth. Now, what I'd like to see them do a little bit more is run out of a spread formation, right? Like spread them out and then still go downhill against them. Take some people out of the box, spread it out, but still keep going downhill. Because the packed in formations that brings more defenders. We've talked about this over and over again. I'd like to see them spread it out a little bit more, but stay with the downhill running, and then figure out a way to get a couple of cheap yards with them being out of position on one of those looks of a downhill run from the spread, and you get to go deep on it.
Grab some comments here. Don L. Welcome. Lawrence Robinson says, seems like we only throw one slant a game. We threw one against Mizzou and never saw it again. Think we'll see any more slants thrown in this game?
I think it depends on what the looks are. Right now, Ole Miss isn't presenting looks, and we're not getting into any formations that necessitate slants being thrown. So I think it just depends on what we see from the adjustment from Ole Miss. And then now we actually we talked about in the pregame, we've got something to counterpunch off of right now. We've got something that's working. Can we find an effective counterpunch off of it? They tried to do it the one play where Robbie slipped and fell right there at the end of the half. They were going to run the stretch play with the naked bootleg, but they had the unblocked defender who was able to get up on him really quickly. I think he was blitzing anyway, so it wasn't like some great defensive play. He was blitzing, and he happened to be unblocked because we were leaving him unblocked. But we have some things that we can counterpunch off of right now. Now we for the first time will get to see, is Eric Keesaw a competent play caller? He's got something working. What do you do to counter off of it?
Nicholas Frazier says that he asked, is it me or does it look like Coach Harsin is actually calling plays in this one? I think it's still Keesaw, but
yeah, I haven't seen Harsin just intently looking at a play sheet. So I'm not at the game today, so I couldn't just peek down to the sidelines and tell you. But yeah, I'm going to go with no, but it looks just like our run game is working is what it looks like.
Cody Smith, welcome. Lil SMV, can we credit Jeremiah Wright for an improvement on the O-line?
I think we can credit, just him being a tough, nasty player against an undersized team for sure. He hasn't had to do very much pass pro yet, so I don't know how well he is going to be able to do in that. The times where Robbie has had a ton of time, they were only rushing 3, maybe 4. So that's yet to be seen. But if you're going to play downhill football, you need a nasty Jeremiah Wright type of person in there.
Yeah, for sure. Phil Petway says, Ike, the pistol would work well for us.
I agree. I 100% agree, because that gets you the best of both worlds. You get to have Robbie back in the shotgun, and you get that deceptiveness that they talked about with coming under center, of the quarterback being able to turn his back to let your play action be more effective. I agree the pistol would work well.
Lisa Wise, appreciate you here. It says, read Harsin's lips on the headset after the play blown up before last punt. Obviously talking to OC. He said, do your job.
I need to go back and look at that on tape. I didn't see it.
Yeah, we'll definitely revisit that, Lisa. Good call on that. Guys, again, we're about to get into the second half. What are some things that you want to see in the second half? I definitely want to see more of Tank, more of Jarquez. Jarquez has touched the ball or had the ball handed off to him 5 times, 55 yards, guys. So he's definitely been a force on the ground. I just want to see us continue to commit to running the ball, because that actually has served us well.
Yeah. Go ahead, B.
I was going to say, I want to see us maintain the momentum through the half. I think this is the first time at the end of a half. Heard a lot of people talk about the middle 8. That's where going into the half and coming out of the half, what does your offense do? Our offense has been abysmal at that so far this season. This was the first time, maybe like the second time, we scored any points in the middle 8 of a game this season. We ran out of time to try to really put a touchdown on the board, so we weren't going to get that with what had happened. But I really want to see us come out, score some points, and maintain the momentum. That fire that those guys had on the sideline, I thought that was critical between Tank and Robbie, because what had happened was Robbie essentially said, look, I get it. I was messing up. I'm here now. Can y'all get back with me? I'm here now. I know I was messing up, but we got a chance to move. Can y'all move with me? And it appeared that the team fought. Just like Ike said, they have not quit on themselves. They have not quit on Brian Harsin, and that is going to be the least what's not in common with 2008 and 2012. This team is still fighting. I was very disappointed that this might have been the best practice of the year and the worst first half I've seen from us this year. Now we're seeing what their practice accounts for. I want to see it continue after the half.
Yeah, I just want to see us play mistake-free football to whatever degree you can do that. Take care of the football. Go out there, give your fans something to cheer on, and make this game interesting here early in the first half.
Before we get out of here, Christian Crawford says, I am not going to blame TJ for that fumble. He got sacked and thought about his shoulder. That's what I would do. That's what I'm going. Oh, that's what I'm going with. Perhaps.
Yeah.
Either way, guys, we're about to get out of here. I know they're about to start the second half soon, but guys, listen, this is a members only where we can comment. If you want to comment but can't, here's how you do that. $5.99 a month will get you there as a patron. And on games like this, you can come in here and vent. You can come in here and celebrate. You can come in here and cry. You can do whatever you want to, as long as you got a green name. And $5.99 will give you a green name to become a member of one of the better, if not best, online communities in the Auburn family there is. Please be sure to do that. About to get out of here. Hope that we see mistake-free football in the second half, and we'll definitely be here post-game to kind of give our closing thoughts on this as well. Till then, guys, War Eagle.
War Eagle.